In 1932, twin brothers Elijah, Smoke, Moore and Elias, Stack, Moore returned to their hometown of Clarksdale, Mississippi after spending time in Chicago, Illinois. They have amassed a considerable sum of money working for the mob there, and make a deal with a local Clarksdale landowner named Hogwood to purchase an abandoned sawmill and turn it into a juke joint. The two brothers warn Hogwood that they are willing to defend their property from the Klan if necessary, but the old man claims they are overreacting.
And if we see you or any one of your Klan buddies cross our property line, we're gonna kill them right where they stay.
With plans to open the juke joint that very evening, the twins next pay a visit to their uncle Jedediah, and recruit his son Sammy to play his guitar at the joint. Jedediah does not approve, but Sammy goes along, promising to return for the Sunday service the next morning.
I'll be back in town for service in the morning.
The trio next retrieve a truck the twins hid before their rendezvous with Hogwood, and then split up. Stack takes their car and Sammy. During the ride, Sammy plays a tune for his cousin, and Stack is very impressed by his talents. Their travels take them to the local train station, where they recruit local musician Delta Slim. During this time, Sammy is intrigued by a married woman named Pearline, whom he invites to the joint. Stack gets into a tight spot when a former lover of his named Mary confronts him. Though now married, she confesses that she still has feelings for him. Following these events, the three men head out into the cotton fields to recruit a man named Cornbread to be their doorman for the evening. Meanwhile, Smoke takes the truck into town, where he makes a deal with local Chinese grocers Grace and Bo Chow to supply food and to paint a sign for the juke joint. He next pays a visit to his estranged lover, Annie. After paying his respects to their deceased daughter, he gives Annie a mojo bag she gave to him years ago for protection. After doing some hoodoo to strengthen its protective powers, Smoke asks Annie to come to the joint to help at the bar and to fry up catfish. She eventually agrees, and the two share a tender moment before heading out. Meanwhile, in a small shack, married couple Bert and Joan are surprised when a man named Remick comes to their door claiming to be chased by Choctaw Indians. The couple hide the man, with Joan driving off a group of Choctaws at gunpoint. Once they leave, she finds Remick has turned her husband into a vampire, and soon shares his fate.
Don't cry.
Eventually, the sun sets and the juke joint is officially open for business. However, things quickly get testy when the brothers argue over some people paying with plantation tokens, which can only be used at stores the local cotton plantation owns, which Smoke soon estimates will eat heavily into their planned profits. Things also get testy when Mary shows up. Stack orders her to leave, but she refuses, claiming she wishes to be with her family and friends. Sammy also receives a surprise when he sees Pearline show up, and soon he gets to perform for her as he and Slim play a tune. The song proves to be so full of life, it seems to transcend time, and something in what Sammy is playing permeates through every soul in the juke joint. Following the performance, Remick, Bert, and Joan show up at the front door of the joint, asking to come in and join the party. They claim they want to play music for the crowds and are willing to pay, but Smoke refuses to let them in. Following this confrontation, Stack confides in Mary about his and Smoke's financial situation. Wanting to help, Mary goes to talk to the three who have not gone far. They show her some strange gold coins, but when Remick reveals what he is, she requests they leave, but is also turned into a vampire by him. Mary then returns to the joint after getting Cornbread to let her enter. She then seduces Stack with a dance and pulls him into a side room, where she promptly bites his neck, making him bleed out. Smoke soon comes across the grisly scene and, without thinking twice, opens fire on Mary. Moments later, she rises up off the ground and laughingly rushes out of the building. Smoke tries to save his brother, but Stack's wounds are too severe. Following these events, they lock Stack's body in the storage room and stop the festivities, telling the guests to leave. Bo Chow also heads out to start up his family's car. During this time, Slim had taken over door duties from Cornbread, who went out to take a leak. Cornbread soon reappears, but asks to be let in. The others find this to be strange behavior and refuse. When Cornbread asks for his payment, Smoke hands the money through the open doorway, before Cornbread attempts to bite his arm, resulting in Smoke shooting the man. Upon seeing him still moving, Those inside the joint lock the front door, head, with a silver portion of it cutting into his head. Suddenly, smoke appears and stakes Remek, causing him to vanish in a pillar of flame. The two relations have managed to survive until dawn, and watch as the rest of the vampires burst into flames around them.
Go on.
Smoke gives Sammy the brother's car, and instructs him to leave town, before pulling equipment from his truck. Remek had mentioned that Brett was the son of the local clan leader, who is actually Hogwood, and Smoke is fairly certain the Grand Wizard and his followers will show up. His hunch proves correct as before long, Hogwood appears with a number of men ready to cause trouble. Removing Annie's mojo bag, Smoke ends up ambushing them, wiping the men out but being shot fatally in the standoff. Just before he expires, Smoke sees Annie and their baby. During this time, Sammy returns to his family's church, where upon seeing his bloodied and damaged state, his father urges him to renounce his love of the blues. Instead, Sammy takes off in the brother's car, the remnants of his guitar clutched in one hand. Time passes, and it is revealed that Sammy became a famous blues musician, played by Buddy Guy. Following a performance in Chicago in 1992, Sammy is visited by Stack and Mary. Stack reveals that Smoke let him live as long as he left Sammy alone, and he and Mary escaped from the juke joint all those years ago before the sun rose. Stack also senses that Sammy is not long for the world, but the old man refuses the offer to be turned. Stack also confesses that they have been following his career over the years, and would like to hear something from the old days. Sammy gives in to their request, pulls out his restored guitar, and plays for them. In a final parting moment, Sammy confesses that although he still has nightmares about that evening, up until the sunset, it was the best day of his life. Stack agrees, as it was the last time he saw his brother and the sun, and confesses that it was the only time he felt truly free. Thanks for watching.
Mother!